So last month, I got the chance to go to Comic-Con in a whole new way. I got to do the Cosplay Spotlight at Oz Comic-Con here in Melbourne, and it's taken me a little while, but I really want to get into it and talk to you guys about it. So let's do that. Now, yes, I know that only a few months ago I complained about how I have been putting myself out there a lot. I've been going for magazines, I've been going for cosplay spotlights for a few years now, and with no success. This kind of had nothing to do with that. A friend of mine kept pushing me, and you guys on here kept pushing me in the community saying, keep going for it, keep trying, don't give up. And I did that. So it paid off. Now, for anyone looking to get into the Cosplay Spotlight or anything like that in the future, I did ask why. Why this time? Why it came through? And the biggest answer I got was, a couple of years ago, I got a bit of feedback from the people that select everyone. And the feedback was that what they were seeing on my channel was a lot of finished things. On my Instagram, it was a lot of finished cosplays. There was no me making the cosplays. There was no talking about making the cosplays. There was no, that was all on TikTok. And unfortunately, they'd gone to Instagram first, and I hadn't specified that I do more on TikTok. And they looked through my Instagram, and they went, cool, cosplay photos, next. And that's okay, I get that, but they gave me the information I needed to then go back. So in my application this time, I actually said, I do a lot of my build videos on TikTok. I do a lot of my progress videos on TikTok. I go through on YouTube and show people how to make things. And that was the thing that changed it. So Instagram's the same. Instagram, I have all my finished products, all my finished things, all my fun photo shoots, all that up there. That looks awesome. I like how that looks. On TikTok, however, I go through how I make things. I also do stupid, funny things when I'm dressed up, but I go through how I make things. I show you guys step by step on TikTok and on YouTube how I actually make a lot of these cosplays and droids and other things. Also, in that time, a lot of what I make has improved. I'm the first to admit that. What I made back in the day is not the best. If you are curious, go and have a look at my first ever Iron Man suit. I will be putting up a new video soon of that because I found it the other day and it just made me laugh. But I followed every single step of what they said. Give us more direction in your application. Be clear and tell us what you do and where you put it and why you do it. If it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, talk about that. Go through and state why you've chosen that avenue, why it's there on TikTok or not on Instagram, why you've put things in different places. Direct them to what you want them to see. If your best video is on TikTok, push them to TikTok. Show them that video. If your funniest content or your best cosplay photos are on Facebook, send them to Facebook. Direct them to the product you want to show off. And that's you. You are the product. Everything you make and everything, that's all you. So that's the advice I can kind of give now, guys. But let's talk about Comic-Con itself this year.
Content.
Ooh, look at that. So the opportunities I got at Comic-Con this year as part of the Cosplay Spotlight, one, I made some awesome community. I met some brilliant people, both the other cosplayers that were doing the Spotlight with me, the people that run it and help everybody out. I cannot give a bigger shout out to the volunteers. They were incredible. Now, I took my droids along with me. I took BB-8 and had him. Most of the first day, he was actually held like a baby by one of the volunteers, and it was the funniest thing I had experienced. I also had this guy, but he didn't get a lot of look-in time once I got BB-8 out. And when I got BB-8 out and drove him around, man, that event changed for me. I was having fun. I was enjoying it. The event was great. But once I got BB-8 out and just relaxed and started driving him around and having fun, sitting at the table talking to people, the conversations I had changed. The interactions I had changed. So if you're ever going to do this, just relax. Show off something and just have fun. In all honesty, guys, the more fun you're having and the more relaxed you are, the more people are going to flock and come and talk to you. So do that. But I also had the opportunity to judge the cosplay competition, and if we want to talk about imposter syndrome, man, did I feel it. The people in that competition were incredible, and the level that we saw was just insane. And the two cosplayers that were with me, shout out to them, they took it to a new level of what we were talking about and things like that. I kind of stuck in my lane and talked about props, 3D printed things, crafted things, little details and painting. They went into stitching and line work and stuff like that I couldn't judge, honestly, because my line work, and I was wearing a suit that I had sewn, and my stitching and things like that were ridiculous. That's not the area I work on, and it's something that I now need to work on. But I'm glad that I had them there to walk me through that and go through those details, because the prizes we gave out were incredible. The people that we got to interact with were amazing. And if I could give a prize to everyone in that competition, I would have. But it was just intense. And some of the stuff we saw, there was a guy that had handcrafted his own metal armor. And I mean, he weathered it with actual iron rust. And he'd beaten it with a hammer. And it had details like a whole skull in on the chest plate that he had hand beaten in and tempered into steel. I just want you to think about that for a minute. This is not for anything big or whatever. This is just because the guy had a love of the hobby and wanted to have fun and make some armor. I also had the chance to go see the lip sync battle and judge the lip sync battle as a guest judge. That was awesome. Again, I made some awesome friends through the other judges in that. I have never been in that scene before. I've done some things like makeup for drag shows and things like that, and I love doing that. This was on that level. This was such high energy, such high intensity. People had obviously practiced a lot of their choreography and their routines for months. And again, everyone there deserved a shout out. This was, guys, it was the highlight for me. Being able to see and be part of that. I will be checking that out every time I go to Comic-Con now. If you haven't seen it before, the lip sync battles, they're next level. But yeah, that was something I got to do, which was awesome. I got to meet a lot of things. I got to see it from a whole new perspective. The volunteers, the things. I didn't actually walk around a lot, but between the panels, between being at the table, between judging competitions, I did get to do two panels. So I did one with the droid builders, which was so much fun, and we got to encourage a lot of people. We had pretty much everybody. There was one or two that didn't put their hand up at the end saying that they're going to build a droid soon. We had a little that going on, but so many people were like, yeah, I'm going to build a droid. I'm going to get into it. We had R2-D2s on display. We had mouse droids on display. We had BB-8, BD-1. It was so much fun, and my other hosts of that were incredible. The knowledge I've gotten from them, I mean, I've learned so much from them in the community over the last few years anyway, but the knowledge I got from them sharing and just being able to be there with them on that table was so cool. And then I was able to do a panel about this stuff, about building armor and about volunteering with it and getting on and doing things on YouTube and TikTok and you name it. That was cool. That was so much fun. And the people that asked questions, I had people come up to me at the end and they were crying and talking about, which was so emotional for me, but yeah, talking about how they've been putting things off and how things that I mentioned really spoke to them. So I guess in the end, I just want to thank Comic-Con. I want to thank everyone that was part of that, everyone that came up and spoke to me. just for having that opportunity and being able to do that was so cool. Thank you guys so much. And if there's ever an opportunity to do something similar in the future, I will put my hand up so fast. Absolutely love it. It was such an experience. But yeah, I've put a few little highlights together, a few little videos. Check them out, and let's see what the future holds.